Well, here we are folks. Abbey Park, Kilwinning. My hometown. And Abbey Park, of course, former home to Kilwinning Rangers. Jeez, the memories this place had for me, eh? Jesus. If you're having a drink in the bar and the social club over there, to cheering on the team for that side of the park. It's a bit sad looking now. Need to watch my footing in this grass as well, it's awfully long. Just take a wee tour of what is now the abandoned home of Kilwinning Rangers. Let's be on about the centre circle round about now. Now, you may ask, where's he going? And you're right to ask, because I'll tell you where I'm going. I thought the barriers would still be here to give me a good outline of where to walk, but I'm just going on memory. My memory stretches back to the last game that was here against Auchinleck Talbot. I think it was 2019. Last game at Abbey Park. I was standing just as I showed you over there where the terracing used to be, the Buffs Bar, Pie Hut. I was just to the left of that dugout there. And I'm sure if you go on the archives and on certain websites, or if you check back on my Twitter account, you'll be able to see what the ground used to look like. And it was a quite tidy ground. At one stage, obviously not as tidy now. There was the shed end, some characters in there. When I was a wee boy, and that's the reason I'm coming over here. When I was a wee boy, I used to look on, and those of you who know Kilwinning and know the local characters, you had Big Moose that was in there, Baller Watson. We don't want 4, we want effing 5, or add numbers to suit, depending who we were playing. Now this used to be sleepers, wooden sleepers. You obviously had the barriers there, the blue barriers going round the perimeter of the pitch. But here you used to have wooden sleepers on different levels. And then this grass banking, which, as you would expect, is overgrown as well. But I'm taking you up here, and there's a reason why I'm taking you up here. This is where me and my dad used to stand when I first came to the games. Geez, early 1990s it must have been when I first started coming. 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old, and we stood up here, just with our backs to the fence. When the game was bored, I used to just bounce myself off this fence just to keep myself amused. But this is where we stood and watching cracking games. And then, when the weather started to turn, we used to take a walk over here. Watch myself as I get down here. Because over that side, when I was a wee boy, the terracing hadn't yet been built, so take a walk round here. There's a Church Street entrance. Obviously there was a wee turnstile bit in there, or what you would get in the, as it was at the time, junior level. Toilet block was in there, obviously now demolished. You can still see the blue and white paint on the wall, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And there's the steps leading up to what was the shed. Now the shed was quite a daunting place when you were a youngster. And of course, away fans didn't weren't always welcomed in to this area. But if you were, nearly went there, if you were, you had to have a wee bit about you to be able to survive, but that would be your less streetwise teams, your Leadsides, Talbots, Cumnocks. No many would step in here, but if they did, fair play to them. And here you can see it's not wooden sleepers, it's concrete, but they're on the raised level again, and you had different sort of levels as well. That used to be a walkway way back as well. There's a blue and white paint again, absolutely great memories. Obviously at the back of what was the shed, the terracing section. And that stretches all the way over. We'll take a walk down there in a second. But when I flip this camera around, there's the pitch view from behind the goal. And the reason I'm taking you up here, not just to show you all as much of the old ground as possible, I'll take you here, just to the right of one of the goals. Obviously the barriers again would run from behind the goal up to where we are just now. Wouldn't really do much for the youngsters that would run a bit behind the goal and put off the opposition goalie, but they work to our advantage sometimes. I'm standing here because when it rained, me and my old man would move for there and we'd stand in here. And again, some of the characters you get, I'm just thinking back, some of the memories, man, absolutely brilliant, really, really was. And that's what made the club as well, it was the people. And the team was, for the most part, very successful. Yeah, we had a wee bit of a struggle in the, I keep saying we. I wasn't as involved in Kilwinning Rangers as maybe I should have been, being a Kilwinning boy, but I say we because I'm a hometown team and I'm going to keep saying we. So, here you can see, that's really the perimeter of the pitch, and then you get closer in, the grass gets longer and harder to walk on, but this is where he came when it was raining. Or when I got older and I started to enjoy a little adult beverage or two, me and some of the boys for the football team, some of the boys for secondary school, shouldn't say that, not some of the boys from the football team or secondary school, some of the young adults who were aged to drink would stand round about here, obviously a few levels up, and we'd sing our songs and whatever. Still a good view from behind the goals. I'm the one for being behind the goals. This shed end was all about character and all about the characters, and it was great. We'll drink all your whiskey in Newcastle Bryn, the Buffs casuals are in town, oh! And there, just as we walk past, you can still see the blue and white on the walls. Take a wee walk down here. Now I'm doing alright considering the terrain that I'm walking on. It's not great, but this didn't always used to be here. This was just kind of put on in the later years of Abbey Park, KRFC. And then you never saw that because there was a big new bit of terracing, or sorry, a new bit of covering put over it, so you never saw that. So then it carries on, and then there's a wee bit of the covering there that's still to be removed. But KRFC was on the wall there, so bear with me, I'm going to move down here. There we go. Oof. I'll take a walk over the far side now. That was the other entrance or exit way up to the terracing behind the goal. And again, the barriers used to come all the way around. Sorry, I had to adjust my glasses there. The barriers had to come all the way around. And then we go. Just when I'm talking about how good my footing was, I nearly go there. And then, see, I'm trying to walk on the perimeter of the pitch here to show you. And because the barriers aren't here, I'm trying to gauge from memory what it was like. Oh, nearly went again. Swing that around once more, you can still see the pitch. What was the pitch at Abbey Park. We come round here, the changing room blocks were here. Home and away teams changing room area. Obviously now all demolished to make way for goodness knows what. Not sure what this is going to be, unfortunately. When we move further around, you'll see it's just become a dumping ground now. But that tends to happen with a lot of abandoned places. Back of the dugouts there. And we're walking on now. This is where the pie hut was. In the later years you'd have the Buffs Bar, which used to be really good, the Buffs Bar. A wee sort of hospitality section where the home and away committees would gather, the fans would gather. There's another wee entrance way in here, and then again in later years this is where the terracing would be. And if you check back on my Twitter and go back and search for the last time I was at Abbey Park when it was in use, back in 2019 I believe, forgive me if I'm mistaken, you'll see what I mean, or if you check the archives online. But I'm walking on what was the hospitality suite, the Buffs Bar. And the hospitality lounge was based over here. So it was all happening. It really was all happening at Abbey Park up until just a few years ago. And you might think just by looking at this now it's been left for quite a few years. It hasn't. It's not all that long since it was still in use, and hopefully, and I say this personally, hopefully it gets a bit of use out of it again, because I wouldn't like to see houses here, I wouldn't like to see flats or whatever. I like it to still be used for some sort of sports, not necessarily football, but let's make use of it again, a recreational area if possible. Walking down now to the Ducat Lane end, or the Dovecot Lane end. Again, this was an entrance exit way. Collect some money there, or you go walk up and then you'd be into the terraced area. Walk further along, of course, as I say, Buffs Bar. Historic Kilwinning Abbey in the background that I failed to mention earlier. And something that I think makes it quite sad when you come back here and you see this. Football played here with the support of the Scottish Football Partnership. Unfortunately, not anymore. So that's been lying there for over 2 years now. And this is an accompanying video that I'm going to put up on YouTube. I don't put things up on YouTube, but I'm going to start with this one, and what a way to start. This is going to accompany what I put up on my Twitter account as well. So we walk up here, and this is where the wee hospitality lounge section was, maybe just a bit further on. As you can see, the remnants of what used to be. And of course you'd come out there, you'd head into the shed. We go behind the goals now at the far side, and that'll be us, the tour of Abbey Park complete. You say, there's obviously been the removal trucks, lorries in to clear the place. As you can see the tyre marks on the grass and what have you. And again, the wooden sleepers were up behind here, up until the very end actually. There's one still remaining there. Oh sorry, that's concrete, but you get the gist. They go up in levels again, as they did over at the far side there. So I'm walking still what I think would be behind the goal. I'm just trying to again gauge by memory. We swing this round here, and there's a view from the other side. Towards the end of Kilwinning Rangers' stay here, the chairman and committee had the plans to make a disabled access from this side, but for whatever reason that didn't come to fruition. And the new ground, which we'll show you next time, is based in the Pennyburn area of the town, which is Buffs Park. Now this was Abbey Park, and it was always referred to as Buffs Park, but now officially the new ground at Kilwinning Sports Centre is Buffs Park. So when I'm next down, I'll hopefully be able to get in, take a look, and I'll show you around there. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the history lesson and the video. An impromptu video for you all. Thanks to Footy Adventures on YouTube as well. He was here recently as well, and check him out, he's very good at what he does. Much better than me, he's a professional. And he was giving me more in-depth history as well, which I could give you, but I was only doing this for my friends and my followers who would probably already know or would be interested in the ground, not necessarily in the history, the historical side of it. But what a team we had here. Great people. Won the Scottish Junior Cup, highest honour in junior football. Not kids football as you would think maybe down south, it's semi-professional. Won every single cup available bar one in season 1998-99 when they won their final Scottish Junior Cup. Also won one in 1909 as well. Multiple Ayrshire District League Championships, Jackie Scarlett Cups, Irvine Times Cup, North Ayrshire Cup, Irvine Herald Cup, Super Cup, you name it, Buffs have held it. So there you go.